Reaction is pouring in from all over and from both sides of the political aisle. ABC 7 News reporter Unser Hassan talked to local leaders and experts to get their assessment of today's shocking events. Joins us live from the newsroom with more. Unser?
JR, good evening. Bay Area elected officials have been condemning the attempted assassination of President Trump, calling an end to any and all forms of political violence, while Bay Area Trump supporters are rallying around the former president. People on both sides raising concerns about political rhetoric.
Violence has never been the answer. Violence is not the answer. Violence will never be the answer.
Bay Area Congressman Eric Swalwell, himself a victim of political threats, reaching across the political divide, condemning what appears to be an attempt to assassinate former President Donald Trump, and warning against threats of retaliation.
To anyone who is seeking to use this for any political benefit, I urge you not to do that. That unity must be our antidote in a moment like this.
Desperation. This is a desperation move. It's very tragic.
Lisa Drisbo is a Moraga resident and longtime Trump loyalist who has organized rallies at the overpass in Lafayette. She sees the shooting as an outcome of an escalation in political polarization.
As President Trump was walking off the platform, he put his fist up and said, "Fight." And that's exactly, we need to fight in the political realm, not with bullets, not with fists.
There's been a build to something like this for some time.
John Dennis, chairman of the San Francisco Republican Party, says he has had made threats against him as well. He's calling on both sides to forcefully condemn what happened and critical of how Democrats have portrayed the former president.
The Fine People hoax, the Russia hoax, the bleach hoax, all this nonsense, and basically call him a dictator in waiting, despite the fact that he, served as the president of the United States. We need to cut that back.
Melinda Jackson is professor of political science at San Jose State University. She says political polarization has been leading to political demonization for years.
He has the best security in the world surrounding him. So the fact that someone was able to take a shot at President Trump at a political rally is pretty surprising and disturbing, for sure.
She points to the attacks on Nancy Pelosi's husband and the attempted kidnapping of Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer as other examples of escalating violence. But she thinks it's too early to determine what political impact there may be, especially with undecided voters.
He has a history, certainly, of sometimes, violent rhetoric or rhetoric that seems to support violence. And if that happens, then I think some voters could certainly be turned off.
Tomorrow morning, Trump supporters will hold a day-long rally at the overpass, Highway 24 in Lafayette. They say it's in support of President Trump and free speech. In the newsroom, Unser Hassan, ABC 7 News.